What up, beautiful people? Whether you're listening on Apple or Spotify or watching this on YouTube, thank you so much for joining me for episode 11 of James in the AM. Welcome back. And as you see in the title, today we're going to be talking about my journey and where I started, where I am now, and where I see myself going with day trading options. And this has been a long time coming. I have talked about it a little bit through the episodes. You've seen my last video on YouTube, which was, what are my four biggest steps or beginning steps or my pieces of advice for beginners in day trading. And here I am now, just kind of trying to explain where I started and where I am now and where I'm going to be, hopefully. And obviously, you can't predict what your future is going to look like, but at the same time, you do want to make goals and plans, Lord willing. So let's start off by talking about what I'm drinking. Today, I'm drinking the coconut LaCroix. And some people don't like coconut. Others love coconut. I'm on the love coconut side. But with LaCroix, I'm like in the middle somewhere because it's not real coconut. It's coconut essence and it's not a fruit, right? So, I don't know if I don't think coconut's a fruit. I honestly have no idea. But coconut doesn't taste the same when it's fake. It tastes a little different than like coconut water. I love coconut water. I also like fake coconut. I like coconut desserts, but then you have it in this water and it's playing with my mind. So we'll see if I, buy another pack of these because I did buy a pack of 8 of coconut LaCroix and this is my last one. So drink of the day, coconut LaCroix. But yeah, so let's see. I turned 18 and I was a freshman in college at UC Davis. I was living in an apartment with 3 other dudes. I was sharing a bedroom with one guy from Taiwan. I had 2 other roommates. One was from Japan, one was from China. So I had 3 international students that I lived with, that I was roommates with. One that I shared a room with. The other 2 were just, they had their own rooms. We had a living room and kitchen and a balcony. It was a nice spot. It was a little overpaid, but I had some money in my savings. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to go live off campus near my university for my freshman year to experience what it's like to not live at home for a freshman year. In hindsight, I didn't know it was going to be as expensive. I didn't know it was going to be as lonely as I thought it would be, not being able to be near family or be near freshmen on campus. So I don't know if I would have done the whole off-campus thing. I probably would have went to dorms. But at the same time, I'm really glad I did it. I don't regret living off campus, moving out for a year, because if I hadn't moved out, if I had just stayed at home freshman year, because I could, it's UC Davis, it's only 20 to 30 minutes away from my house, depending on traffic. So I could have easily not moved out, saved money, and just go to school. But at the same time, I'm happy I did, because I would have regretted not trying it out and not knowing what it feels like to be out of the house. I was always at home anyway. I would always drive back to SAC to see Daniela, to be at home, to see my family. And so it was something I definitely needed to do just to know what it's like. But first month, I turn 18. I'm thinking, you know what? I can actually put some money in the stock market. I've been following a couple people on Instagram who day trade. I took my economics class in high school, did like a fake trading type of a competition between the students to see who can make the most in the stock market over a 6-month span. So that was kind of, very intriguing. I liked doing that and testing that out. It was the real market, but you bought fake shares of the stock, and you kind of just saw how your money grew based on your decisions. So that piqued my interest. And then these guys I was following on Instagram, one of them being specifically Bijan, his at is, it's Bijan T, Bijan Trades. And he is the person that I kind of, was very interested in a day trading lifestyle, but also kind of gave me an in on how much money you can make daily, but also what kind of life you can have as a day trader. And although I was still going to school, I wanted an education. I still want an education. I'm still currently going to UC Davis. I just readmitted. So I'm hopefully getting my bachelor's there in a couple years. Something I can use to always have a career out of. And in order to have a career nowadays, a lot of businesses kind of just expect you to have a bachelor's degree, but I'm specifically going in healthcare, and in healthcare, you have no choice but to get your bachelor's degree and to move on, whether that be nursing, PA, MD, and for me, it's PA. So currently still holding education to a high standard for myself. But freshman year, I have money in my savings account, and I'm following this guy on Instagram, and I've seen his course. He advertises his course pretty often, and I've seen the testimonials for his course. I've seen the outcome of the people who took his course, their profits, how much they've made, how it's changed their life. And first thing I know you're thinking is it's a scam. Why are you taking this as if it's real, as if these people are actually making money? You can't just go on Instagram, follow some guy, and take his course. And especially when his course cost $3,000. I didn't even bring it up to my mom because I knew my mom would say that exact same thing. And the one person that I was very open with about it is my brother David, who actually showed me this guy's profile from the beginning, a couple of years back before I even got into it. So me and him were kind of talking. I was like, "Dude, you think I should do it?" He's like, "Well, it looks like it's very, reputable. People are saying a lot of good things." And I prayed a lot on it, and I had the money for it. I was like, I don't want money just to sit. I want it to be used. So I bought the course. It was a master course. He has 2 tiers. You can just buy the videos that teach you how to do it, or you can buy the videos and a 2 times a week video call with himself, Wednesday and Sunday nights. So I went with that one just because I was like, okay, what's $2,000 more to get one-on-one conversations with the guy himself who made the videos and who's doing this for a living. So I took that as a way. So I took that as a sign to say, if I'm really thinking this is going to work, I might as well put a couple more grand in and see if it really, really works. And, I did it. I went for it and I bought his course. And let me just say, before I keep talking, I don't regret it for a second. Since I bought that course, since I watched the videos, had those calls with him, practiced using fake money in the real market, my life has completely changed. And, I know that the future is much brighter for me, knowing that I can use this skill for the rest of my life. As long as I continue to refine it, practice it, stay disciplined, the sky's the limit with day trading. It's not something that I expected. And a lot of the times when I'm talking with my family about it or with my girlfriend about it or with anybody, it's like they still have a hard time believing that it's something that's very valid as a career, as a way of making money. But let me just tell you, it is something that can truly change your life if you're willing to put the work in, if you're willing to practice. And yeah, so 18 years old, picked up a course, practiced, watched the videos, got on the calls with him, asked lots and lots of questions, took notes, and got into the market with fake money. So they give you like a fake $100,000 as long as you have real $500 in the account. They let you use a fake $100,000 in the real market to practice your skills to see if you know what you're doing. And I did that for about 3 months. Wish I did it for longer to avoid some losses that I could have, avoided if I had practiced a little more, seen a little more scenarios. But practiced for 3 months and then hopped in to the stock market. And the first year I was like even. I wasn't profitable at all the first year doing it. I had very good days and I had very bad days, which equaled out to nada. Good thing I was still working and going to school in the meantime, but something that I was practicing in the mornings. And then as a second and third year, I'm on my 3rd year right now, or as a second year rolled in, I learned a lot from my losses. I went back and what can I improve on? What am I doing wrong? What am I doing right? And how can I improve this skill? I implemented things like journaling my trades, writing down when I got into a stock, when I got out of it, why did I do that? And then just going over that after my session. And that's really helped me a lot. Going to sleep earlier so I can wake up refreshed. Still struggle with that one. Even to this day, it's like, okay, I have all this going on. I even had shifts at NorCal Ambulance. I had shifts that were until about 12 a.m. in the morning, midnight, and then driving back home for an hour. And I'd be going to sleep at 1 or 2 and waking up at 5:30 completely dead and making decisions in the market that I shouldn't have made. That was things I'm still learning from. Now that I have new shifts now that are benefiting me in my day trading, but it might not be like that in the future. So how do I avoid that? Do I just not trade in the mornings when I barely got any sleep? And the answer to that is yes. I've learned that if I'm not clear-minded, sober-minded, because I'm not going to, if I'm tired and I'm not getting their sleep, I'm not going to make proper decisions. I'm not going to get back to those skills. I'm not going to be sharp. So, little things like that I've learned to avoid losses, because something I'll always tell people is making no money is as good as making money, because when you're making no money, you're not losing any money. And it might sound weird because you can't lose money working a salary job or working minimum wage. You can't lose any money at the job, so you might as well go to work. Going to work is way more beneficial to you than not going to work, because you don't have the opportunity to lose money. But when you're day trading and that's your job, there is the opportunity of losing money. So not picking up the laptop when you're dead tired, not trading something if the market looks choppy, not doing something might be just as beneficial as making a very, very good trade. So, those are things I've learned over time. And where I am now, 3 years in, I'd say I'm still learning, but I've at a point where I feel like I can not only give advice to people who are looking to get into it, but I also have done lost enough money, done the wrong things enough to the point where I can kind of mentor people through or give advice and help people through. That's why I started this channel, so that not only can I do my podcasts in video form, but also put up trading tips and stuff like that for anybody who's interested. And if you saw on my Instagram when I advertised my YouTube trading tips video, I said this is going to be good for people who both are trading options, stocks, or cryptocurrency simply because it's honestly almost all the same. The way that people get in and out of shares, whether that be a cryptocurrency and a stock, even forex, it has the same psychology behind it. So when you're looking at a certain stock and you see certain patterns, which you learn, and when you take a course like the one I took, you end up having the ability to know if you should get in or get out of something, and it seeps right into cryptocurrency. So, there's a lot of possibilities with this, and I think that anybody who's open to learning something new and has the money to buy a course or even look for free resources on YouTube and Skillshare should really take advantage of that. And if you're really, really interested, I say go to that YouTube video with the 4 tips and learn a little bit more about how to start. And that's just those are my 4 personal tips on my YouTube video. So it's not like it's everything, but I recommend you go out there and search for more and more tips and more resources on the internet, and not just mine, but many other videos, more even reputable sources who have been doing this for decades are on YouTube, on Skillshare, on Instagram, who are willing to give free information, free advice. But yeah, and where I see myself going with this is not only, like I said, giving people tips, but also I think that it can be something that I can do for the rest of my life, as in when I finish school, get my bachelor's, hopefully get into a PA program and get through that. If God willing, I have my PA license and get a job that's not full time, because at the end of the day, there's a give and take with day trading. I always tell people, day trading takes a lot from you. Day trading makes you very tired. And you might just have a 2-hour trading session in the morning, but it drains you for the day because you might have lost $1,000 or a couple thousand or even a couple $100, and it kind of like makes your whole day revolve around money. And that's something that you need to work on constantly. I remember in the beginning, if I had lost a lot of money and I wouldn't be able to get over it as easy as I do now, knowing I can make it back. But back then, if I took a big loss, it affected my whole week. It affected my whole day. And that's something that a lot of people don't understand when they're getting into day trading. Like, this is going to take a lot on your psyche. This is going to take a lot on your mental health. And you need to be able to control greed and control your love for money very, very early on. And I said that in the video as well as one of my 4 tips. But when you are looking for your trades to make you happy, you're going to be very disappointed more often than not. Day trading doesn't really bring me purpose. It's just a way of making money off my money. So if I do that for a living, I'm not going to be very happy. So I want to have a career that's revolves around serving others. And for me, being a PA is exactly that. And whether I become a PA or a nurse in the future or wherever God leads me, at least I know I'm doing something that's helping others, and, have a job weekly, a few times a week, that I can go and help people get better. To me, that's such an awesome opportunity that we have as human beings on this earth, is to be someone that people can come to for health advice, to help them diagnose things, to make them feel more comfortable and better, and to heal them through medicine is such a blessing in on this world, to be able to get into that industry. And I want to. So can I do day trading for the rest of my life? Sure. But do I want to? Absolutely not. I know how much it affects my mental health. So will I be doing it for the next 10, 20 years? Yes. Do I think that that's going to be something that I just want to revolve my life around? Absolutely not. So my future, I hope, has day trading involved in it, but mainly my purpose can come from helping others, serving God, and serving others through healthcare. And then also, having a side income or an income through, a course or watch list or something in the future that can help me continue to improve my life, but also continue serving others as well. And that's why, like, sometimes I'll be asked, like, why don't you just do day trading forever? Like, why don't you just drop everything you do, invest all your time into day trading so that you can make as much money as possible? And my reply to that is like, that's just not gonna. That's not life. Life isn't about making as much money as possible. Life isn't about finding a gold mine and just keep digging it. Life is about variety, about love, about God, and I want to make sure that I'm setting myself up for a prosperous life, not a life that just revolves around making as much money as possible. So I'm happy that day trading has done a lot for me. I'm happy that I can do this for a living and that I've gotten to a place where I'm happy with what I've been doing. But I want to make sure that I'm setting myself up for happiness for a long term of time. And because my happiness doesn't really revolve around what I do, it revolves in around Jesus. I still want to make sure that my what I'm doing brings me satisfaction. And for me, day trading doesn't do that, and I know that. So yeah, that's my goal with day trading for the future. And my advice for you, if you're listening and you're interested in the stock market, is get into it, learn, because it is sitting there just for you, and it's sitting there for you to like. The thing is, the way I see it is like the stock market's always going to be there. It's always going to go up and down. And trading options, you can make money on the way down and on the way up. And if you can perfect the skill and just make 1 to 2 to 10% of your portfolio back daily, depending on the size of your portfolio, that can be life changing. And I remember when I was taking the course with Bijan, there was a lady in there who who was 50 years old. She had just come to America and is slowly learning English. She had a very thick accent, and she, was just trying to find something where she can continue taking care of her kids and her grandchildren at home and not have to leave the house, but also make an income so she can pay the bills and help out with paying for the rent and stuff like that. And so she went on Instagram, found this guy, had money saved away, and put all her savings into this. And 3 years right now, we still have a chat room with the people who were in that course together. There's eight of us. She's replying. She posts her profits daily, and there was days where she had a lot of profit for a day, but average, I think, for her profits were like $100 to $200. Guys, I don't know if you understand, but $100 to $200 a day off of, what is that? 52 weeks, 5 days of trading in a week. Let's do the math real quick. I just did the math right now. That's $52,000 a year. That's the basic average salary of a U.S. citizen here in the U.S. from home. And she can still take care of her family. And I don't know what else to say besides that. You can make a living off of something at home as long as you're willing to put the time in, stay disciplined, and learn the skills. And what I tell everyone who's trying to get into it is just practice. There's no harm in using fake money and practicing for a year to have a skill that will help you out for 30 to 40 years. Listen to that again. Practice for 1 year, perfect a skill that can benefit you for 30 to 40 years. So if you're interested after this, I would recommend Bijan's courses. You can just buy the course. I think it's $1,000 right now. Here, I'll find out exactly. So right now his course is $1,500 for 70 videos. It's about 12 plus hours of education. You learn long-term and short-term trading strategies. You learn how to choose switch stocks to trade, how to get in, how to get out. You learn Bijan's personal favorite strategies, lifetime access to lessons, and live trade recordings. Something I love about his program is you can have his videos for the rest of your life. You'll always have a login. You can come back to them constantly. It's not like you have a year to learn, and then that's it. You have to pay again. I still come back to his videos at least once a month, if not once a week, just to relearn some strategies, freshen up on some skills, simply because they're that good. And I'm not even kidding you. Like, it sounds like I'm playing this up, but I'm certain that if you were to buy these videos and watch them, take notes, and practice for 12 months, you'll come back to me and say, James, thank you so much, because I'm that confident that this can change your life. Okay, that was a solid soapbox. I hope that helped you. I hope that helped you understand what I'm doing. If you were interested at all and maybe and maybe it motivated you to get into something like that, because like I said, it's always there. Okay, I think we're going to end it there. It's going to be a little bit of a shorter one, but I hope you enjoyed that, and I'll be back as soon as possible with another podcast, just because I'm loving doing this on video format. I don't know, it just brings a whole new life to it. And yeah, I hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you so much for watching and listening. And if you haven't yet, subscribe on the podcast on Apple and Spotify, and on YouTube. If you have a YouTube, it would help me out a lot, just starting out this journey. And I'll see you next time. Thank you. Have a great day.